Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing an update on how I'm doing with my resolutions. I posted up a resolutions video at the very beginning of the year. So it's been 6 months since I've done it, and I thought I would just update you guys on how I'm doing. So I gave myself 6 challenges, or yeah, I mean like 6 challenges for me to just complete in the course of the year, plus, well, technically 7 because I had 16 books I wanted to read in the year of 2016, and I wanted to try and get all of those done. So technically 7 challenges, so let's just see how I did. So my first challenge was my Goodreads goal of 125 books, and as of right now I am at 92 books. So not bad. I'm really happy with that. I really haven't been reading a lot of manga this year. I've read I think a few, but not as much as I have been in the past. I've just been reading a lot on my shelves, and I'm really happy with that, which goes into my second challenge, and that was to shrink my TBR pile by half. Now this one was tough because I've been going out and buying a lot. Now I tried to, stay away from buying so many books. I wanted to get the ones that I was excited for, that I knew I was going to read like right away. It didn't happen all the time, especially in May. May was like the worst month of book buying because everything pretty much came out in May. But I think I didn't do so bad. I did buy pretty good amount of books each month, but I felt like I have been reading a lot. So when I did my oh my god, when I did my resolutions video, I said I had 242 books unread. And since I bought so many, right now I am at 199 unread, and I've bought a lot, so I feel like I've been reading a lot. On my shelves right now I have 147 books read, so I don't think that's so bad. I'm still gonna try and get it down more, but yeah, I feel like I'm doing pretty well, what with the book buying and everything. I said I was going to like calculate like how many books I bought and how many books I've read from that. I never did. Yeah, that didn't happen. But I think I've done pretty well considering. 199 isn't too bad. I do want to try and get it down to like 150. Just read like 49 more books. That wouldn't be so bad. I can do that. So yeah, I'm gonna say right now, I want by the end of the year to have my, oh no, because I'm gonna be buying so many. I still want to try and make it 150. I'm gonna challenge myself, and I still want to try and make it 150. So I know there are books coming out that I really want to buy, but I know most of those books I'm gonna be reading right away. So I think I can do it. So we're gonna say by the at the end of the year, I want my unread TBR shelf, or yeah, I want my unread TBR shelf to be at 150. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully. Okay, so the third challenge was to review more books. I've been doing that. I've been doing a lot of reviews each month, and I'm really satisfied with that. You know, in the last years that I have been doing this, you guys don't have any of my other videos because I got rid of those, but I didn't review like any, and I was always like hesitant to review because I wasn't good at it, and I still don't feel like I'm a great reviewer, but I feel like, you know, I can talk about the book and I can recommend the book or not recommend it. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing pretty well with the reviewing, so I feel like that's really good. Now, I did say I wanted to write all my reviews in my review journal book thing that I got from Barnes & Noble, where you just write down the book that you're reading and what you thought of it, pretty much. I did that maybe a couple times, not as much, but I did do it. Now, at the very beginning of the year, I said I might not have done it, because like right when I bought it, everyone was looking at me like, yeah, you're just gonna put that on your shelf and that's gonna be it. You're never gonna even touch it. I have written it a couple of times. Now, it's over there and I don't want to go get it, but I know I have a few times. So, I did write in it. Just not as much as I would have liked, but still. Okay, so the fourth one is one where I gotta get out all these books. I have a ton of books around me. The fourth one was I wanted to finish / catch up on a series, like 5 to 10. Now, catching up, I really wasn't planning on like so many, like I wasn't going to add those really. There's only 2 that I'm really adding to this, and I'll show you those first. I caught up on, oh god, the Throne of Glass series, which goes to, or by Sarah J. Maas, which starts with the Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass. Technically it starts with Throne of Glass and then you go to the Assassin's Blade. This is the prequel to this one, but I still suggest starting with Throne of Glass. And then it's Crown of Midnight. Oh god, these are gonna be hard to hold. Heir of Fire, and oh god, Queen of Shadows. So I've read all of these books this year, caught up. Empire of Storms comes out in September. Really excited for that one. Yeah, I'm really loving this series so far. Oh my god, but this is heavy. These are heavy. I'm just gonna put these over here. And then the other series that I caught up on is the Falling Kingdom series by Morgan Rose. I've got Falling Kingdoms, Rebel Spring, Gathering Darkness, and then Frozen Tides. I don't even know if the title for the next book is out yet, but I believe that one comes out in December, and I would definitely be reading that one. This series is just really good. Alright. Yeah, there's just a lot of books. Okay, so those are the ones I've caught up on. Now for the ones I've actually finished, and I believe I actually do have like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I do have 5, so that works out. And really what I've been doing is each month I choose a series that I want to start and complete, and that way I am able to do this challenge, because normally I don't read a lot of series, and that's why I put this challenge on there, is because, you know, I start a series and then it just sits there, and I'll have like all the other books in the series, but I won't like complete it, or I'll just always be hesitant to go, to start the next book because I'd feel like it's never as good as the first one. But still, I have been doing it and I've been doing pretty well. The first one I've got is the Book of Ivy duology. I've read the Book of Ivy as well as the Revolution of Ivy, both by Amy Engel. I think that's how you say it. I read this one earlier in the year and really, really enjoyed it. This one's about so there is a nuclear war that devastated or decimated the United States. Now 50 years after that, well, okay, let's go back. Okay, so there's a nuclear war that decimated the United States, because I gotta remember this. And there wasn't that many survivors, but this one guy took the remaining survivors that he could to this one place, and they made a town, and they named it after him, which is Westfall. What happened was then it came time to find out who's gonna run the town, the Westfalls or the competing family, the Latimers. And what happened is the Latimers ended up winning, so the Westfalls ends up living in the bad side of town, where the Latimers end up living in the good side of town because they're like the president's family. So it's 50 years later, and now Ivy, who is a Westfall, must marry Bishop, a Latimer, and you know, she's got a knife in her back. You know, she's gonna have to kill him because that's what her family wants, is the Latimers dead. So it's really, really good. I really enjoyed both of these books, and I highly recommend it. And then the other duology I completed is the Wrath and the Dawn duology by Renee Ahdieh, and I read The Rose and the Dagger this year. This one I read last year, so it's just this one that I read it to complete it, and I really love this duology, guys. This series is just so good, and it's just a retelling of 1001 Nights, and it's got Scheherazade and Khalid, who is the prince who's killing, he's marrying a woman and then killing her, like, the next morning. It's just really, really good, and really love this series. I read The Rose and the Dagger this year, as well as all of the other like novellas, and really love this series, guys. Highly recommend it. Alright, so that's the duologies. Now I go on to trilogies, because that's sort of how I had this planned out. So the first trilogy I'm going to show you is sort of like a cheat, because it's not just a trilogy, it's actually a 6-book series, but it's like 2 sets of trilogies, and that's just how I'm going to do it. And it's, of course, the Mortal Instruments series, and I read City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire, all by Cassandra Clare. I also read the Bane Chronicles, the Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and Lady Midnight this year as well, but I'm not counting them. But I did complete the whole series. I'm finally done. This is finally over, and I really loved it. Of course, I read Lady Midnight, so there'll be more in that series, which is the Dark Artifices trilogy. Dark Artifices trilogy. But that is for another like year or so, like 2 years. I think I have 2 more years for the last book to come out of that one. But I really love this series. Mortal Instruments is awesome. If you haven't picked up the rest of it, if you started it and didn't complete it, I highly suggest you do, because it's really, really good. I loved it. There's so many relationships, so many ships in here that I ship. Clace and Malik and Sizzy, and oh my god, there's more. But I really, really loved it, and it was just so good. And then the other trilogy that I actually just recently completed, and I'm really happy I did, because this one is the one that I kept putting off every month. Like, every time I said, okay, I'm finally gonna just pick that up and read it, I didn't. But this time I did, and that is the Grisha trilogy, and it goes to Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, all by Leigh Bardugo. And I finally started and completed this trilogy, and I actually really liked it. I felt like the ending, I wanted the ending to be a bit more, and I kind of wanted, what's her face? I can't remember her name. Great. I can't, Alina? Yeah, I wanted Alina to end up with somebody else, but it was still a really good trilogy. It was still a solid series, and I really liked it, and I cannot wait to go into Six of Crows, which I will probably be doing that very soon, so yeah. And then the last series I completed was a quartet. So many books. And that is the Raven Cycle Quartet by Maggie Stiefvater, and it's The Raven Boys, The Dream Thieves, Blue Lily Lily Blue, really try saying that 5 times fast, and then The Raven King. Again, all by Maggie Stiefvater, and this one, I never thought I would end up picking up, but I did, and I actually really enjoyed it, and yeah, I mean, this one's about a girl named Blue who is, who comes from a family of psychics, but she's not one, but she does have a curse where when she kisses her true love, he will die, so she's trying to shy away from boys and just kissing in general. And it also focuses on these group of boys called the Raven Boys. They all come from the Aglaionby Academy, and they are looking for this ancient dead Welsh king, and it just, yeah, I mean, it's got to do with like ley lines and magic, and it's just really good, and I actually really enjoyed it. And so yeah, I mean, I got that series off my shelf too. So those are all the series I read, and I'm really happy with how I've been doing. I've still got more series. Like I caught up with the Red Queen trilogy, as well as the ACOTAR series. I read, okay, for the Red Queen, I read Red Queen, Cruel Crown, and Glass Sword, which you guys know how I feel about Glass Sword. I really don't like that book. But I feel like I'm still going to read King's Cage, which they just came out with a title, when that comes out next year. It's the last book. I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it a shot. If I don't like Mare's attitude, because that's what I really hated about Glass Sword, if I don't like how she is and her attitude in this book, I'm going to DNF it. But I'm going to at least give it a try and just try and finish it, because I'm already like there, you know, I'm just about done with the series, and I would like to say that I read it and now I'm done, you know. But I did catch up with the ACOTAR series. I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and I really loved it so much. I think, is that it? I can't remember if that was it. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing pretty well. I'm still going to continue. Oh, I'm reading Gemina right now, so I will have that series caught up with as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm still reading a lot of series. I'm still picking a series each month. I don't know which series I will be picking in July. I feel like I'll have a few. That's gonna come up in more of my weekly TBR videos, but yeah, we shall see what happens. But I'm still gonna keep going. I've still got plenty of series and trilogies. I still got like trilogies and sagas, and I swear, like, duologies. I have like maybe another duology coming up, but there will be more series to complete, and hopefully I will have another 5 for you guys at the end of the year. That would be nice. Okay, so the 5th challenge was to read 3 classics. I've read 1 so far, and that is A Study in Scarlet by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which is the first book in the Sherlock Holmes series. I just finished this one like yesterday. Yeah, more thoughts on that in my wrap up. And then my 6th one was to do like 2 videos a week. I've been doing 3 a week so far, and still going strong on that one. Really happy with how I've been doing. I hated it when I would like do a video and then 2 weeks later do another one. I really didn't like that. I wanted to make a schedule for myself, but I could never find a schedule that I could keep. Now I am, and it's working out fine. So yeah. Okay, so the last is my top 16 of 2016 books. I, of course, put 16 books that I wanted to read for the year. Mostly these were ones that have been on my shelf forever, and I just wanted them off. So I've read 6 books so far. So it's not so bad. I've read 6 so far. I don't know if I will get to the rest of the 10, but I am making my way through these books that have just been on my shelf for a really long time. So the first one you guys already know is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I read this one at the beginning of the year. Actually enjoyed it. Just didn't love its sequel. Oh god. I also read All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. Actually really enjoyed this one too. This one was really good. It's got to do with like suicide and loss and just like discovery and coming together, and it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. Another one I read is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabat Tahir. Thank God I finally read this book. I have been wanting to read this one for so long, and I finally just sat down and read it, and it was actually really good. Don't ask me to review it though, because I have no idea how to explain this book, but I really enjoyed it, and A Torch Against the Night is coming out in August, and I cannot wait for that. I also read Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. Finally read this one. I love Sophie Kinsella, and this is her first young adult book. I've read most of her adult books and really enjoyed those. But yeah, I'm really happy I read this one because I really love this one too. It's really good. And then the last one I read, I just actually completed, and I'm really happy I did because this one I feel has been on my shelf maybe the longest. I don't know. I just know it's been on my shelf for a really long time, and I keep saying I'm gonna read it, and I never do. And that is The Demon King by Cindy Williams Chima. This is the first book in the Seven Realms series, or quartet, or however you want to say it. I have to get the rest of the series because I loved the first one. More thoughts of this on my wrap-up, or in my wrap-up, because I just read this one for TBR Takedown. It was really, really good. Loved it. It's just a really fantastic fantasy series, and yeah, it's got like wizards and princesses and, you know, just like magical amulets, and it's so good. If you haven't read this series, or if you haven't started it yet, definitely do. Every booktuber like I've watched has read this series and raved about it, so I am definitely late on the bandwagon, but I'm making my way through. I just gotta get the rest of the series. Alright guys, so I know it was just another long video, but you know, this is everything I've done in the last 6 months, and I'm really happy with everything. I've actually made my way through most of it, you know, I've at least said good things about each and every challenge. You know, I felt like actually writing these challenges down, I felt like a couple of them weren't gonna happen, like reviewing books. I never thought I'd actually review more. And then like classics, I can't pick up a classic, it's hard, and reading Sherlock or studying Scarlet was actually kind of hard, but I'm glad I picked it up. I'm glad I can at least say I read one classic. And I'm glad I only put down 3, because I feel like if I would have put down like 5 or 10, I would have been drowning, because there was no way I was going to be able to get to those. But I feel like maybe I can get to 2 more. So yeah, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!